everybody, welcome to today's video. Today I am filming my 16-week pregnancy update. So if you're new here, I'm Jennifer and I'm 16 weeks pregnant with my second baby who is due in January. I've got a little girl called Poppy. She's 18 months old. She's just the sweetest little thing ever. If you like seeing pregnancy updates and parenting videos, then I really encourage you to hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a lot, and I make pregnancy updates and parenting videos, so you know, it's good for people who like that kind of video. You know what, I'm always awkward when I'm like plugging my channel, when I'm like telling people to hit the subscribe button. I get so awkward about it. Yeah, so I've got my notes here all about being 16 weeks pregnant. And first of all, I'm going to say it's crazy that I am 16 weeks pregnant. The first 12 weeks of my pregnancy felt so long for various reasons. Obviously we're in lockdown, and the first 12 weeks of pregnancy always feels a bit long, doesn't it? The first 12 weeks is kind of like, in my opinion, the longest 12 weeks. Some people might say it's the last 12 weeks, but for me that's when I can really like jump into getting things ready. Even though I'm heavily pregnant and tired at that stage, at least I've got things I can do for the baby, whereas at the moment it's kind of waiting until it's time to get more things ready. So yes, but I just think it's mental. 16 weeks for me is like a milestone that I consider, because I consider 12 weeks a milestone, and 16 weeks a milestone, and then obviously 20 weeks is a big milestone, but you know, then 24 weeks is my biggest milestone. That's a lot of milestones in a very short space of time, but we can all be delighted. Maybe it's just that in pregnancy I work quite well with multiples of 4. I don't know. When I say that, it makes it sound like I have 4 babies. I'm not having 4 babies, I'm just having 1 baby. At 16 weeks pregnant, the baby is 11.6 centimetres from head to rump. Last week I wasn't sure whether I was meaning head to foot or head to rump, but I was meaning head to rump. I know that now. Sorry. The baby's 3.5 ounces, which is insane because this time last week the baby was only about 2.5 ounces, so that's a whole ounce in a week, and that's just insane. It's mental. How is it growing so fast? It's nuts. And its fruit comparison for this week is an avocado, and that's like, I don't know, for some reason my favourite fruit comparison for the whole pregnancy is avocado. I don't even like avocado, just it's my favourite comparison. Yeah, so this week the baby's taste buds are beginning to be connected to the brain, and they're beginning to move around with more coordinated movements, which is so sweet and becoming a lot more reactive. For me, my baby's very active. I can feel them wiggling a lot. So I don't know, I feel like my baby's movements have been coordinated for a while, but maybe they haven't. Maybe they've been all accidental and now they'll be have a bit more intention behind them, who knows. Oh yeah, the other thing is that the baby's neck muscles are now beginning to get much stronger, so they can begin to like hold their head up a bit more. So yeah, that's very exciting. They're just becoming stronger and stronger every day, and becoming more and more like a person every day, and it's just the most exciting thing. Okay, so this week I have been feeling a bit less sick. I think it's because I'm getting used to the baby moving around. I've not thrown up in the past week, which is a blessing. It's really a blessing. Like, anyone who knows me and my pregnancies know that I spew a lot, and with my first baby, like, it lasted well into my 3rd trimester. It's nuts. Whereas this past week I haven't spewed at all. I felt a little nauseous at times, but I haven't spewed, and that is, oh, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. I've never been more grateful for feeling well in my life. I'm beginning to get a bit more energy. I'm getting that like 2nd trimester energy, which is nice because I've been so tired the past few weeks. But the issue is with that comes a bit more motivation. And I know that sounds like a great thing, but for me, I'm an all or nothing kind of person. Either I am totally lethargic all day or I wildly overdo it. So what's happened is I'll have a day where I'm recovering from being wildly enthusiastic to the next day overdoing it, to the next day having to recover, to the next day overdoing it, which means that like I have not found that balance yet. I really am that kind of all or nothing person. I will either be super lazy or super productive. I just realised that light's on over there. I'm gonna go turn that off, it's bothering me. This week has been quite an emotional one for me. I don't know whether my hormones are just getting stronger or whatever it is, but I've been like crying a fair amount, like, and it's not even like a sadness crying, it's just a crying. Oh, it's like I'm like not particularly happy when I cry, I'm not particularly sad when I cry, I just something triggers me and then I start crying and then I stop crying and it's nuts. I've needed a lot more food, which is nice because I like having my appetite back. I say with the whole sickness thing, like I lose my appetite for a long time in pregnancy, and the fact I'm getting it back is nice. I'm beginning to eat more healthy things again, which is brilliant. I'm beginning to eat actual meals instead of just grazing through the day. Yeah, I feel good. I feel quite good this week. As much as I'm overdoing it sometimes, I feel like my energy's back, and it's a huge relief. As a message to anyone who's in their first trimester and they're feeling tired as heck, I know from experience that your sickness does not always go away. I'm not going to promise that to you. I'm not going to be one of these pregnant ladies that tells you you are definitely going to feel better at this week or this week, or but what I will tell you is from my experience, I do find more energy in the second trimester. That's been true of both my pregnancies, even in the pregnancy where I was being much more sick. So just it will get better, even if it's not at a particular point in your pregnancy. Eventually it will end, eventually the fatigue will end, and eventually the pregnancy symptoms will no longer be there because you'll have the baby. So it's worth it, and don't let anyone get your hopes up about your sickness being gone at a certain point or your tiredness being gone at a certain point, but do take solace in the fact that it will get better. Don't know which week it's going to happen for you. It might happen when it happens typically for other women, it might not, but I promise at some point you will be less tired and you will be less sick and it will be glorious. So I'm going to show you my pregnancy bump. This top, like, already just sat here, you can tell this top makes me look much more pregnant than some other clothings do. Horizontal stripes always make you look bigger everywhere, don't they? I find that's not normally so much of a problem for me because I'm not particularly big. Sometimes I'm big, like, not big. I like fluctuate in weight quite a lot. I like put on a lot of weight and then I'll lose my appetite and lose a lot of weight. But I don't normally have the problem with horizontal stripes, so when I'm pregnant, it does make me look bigger. So I'm gonna get up and kind of show this to you. It's definitely like, see, like when I look at it compared to like my last bump shot, I am like, is it really that much bigger? But then I also think that even though I've got my appetite back, I'm a lot less greedy when I'm pregnant than I am when I'm not pregnant. So like when I'm not pregnant, I will literally just sit and eat in the evening. Whereas when I am pregnant, my stop button comes a lot sooner. So I don't know. I don't know whether it's necessarily getting much bigger. It's definitely looking more like a pregnancy bump. It's getting more of that firm bump. Like if I was walking down the street like this, you would not mistake it for being fat, or not even fat. Fat's the wrong word. You wouldn't mistake it for being that I had put on weight personally. But if I just like take this off, yeah, you can see there. My bump is nowhere near as neat as it was in my first pregnancy. I had a tiny bump in my first pregnancy. I wasn't even showing really at this stage. Like, for me, this is about the same as when I was 30 weeks with my first baby, so it might not look that big, but for me it feels big, because I say I'm used to having a teeny tiny bump. Oh, I think he's just woken up a bit. Are you shifting around in there? Or did I just... I think the baby has just woken up a bit. It's nice. Oh. So that is my 16 weeks pregnancy update. If you are at the same stage as me, or even just like not at the same stage as me, and you're just pregnant, definitely let me know, because I love interacting with other pregnant people. So if you come back here for the same time next week for my 17-week update, who knows, I might be even bigger by then. Who knows? Bye.